10 questions you need to ask yourself before you create the perfect marketing plan coming up. Hi, I'm JB with Marketing 360, and we help small businesses grow with our marketing and design, talent, and technology through our #1 marketing platform, Marketing 360. We call marketing and design mad, and we love mad. And hopefully these videos will help you fall in love with mad too. So make sure to follow us to learn tips, tricks, and strategies to grow your business and fuel your brand. So having a marketing plan is key to success with business, but how do you do it? And what you need to do is really think through it. And the way to do that is to ask these 10 questions I'm about to ask you right now. So question number 1 is, what want or need does your product or service fill? Understanding the pain point of your customers is key when it comes to marketing. So thinking through what need or want you're filling is where it starts. Question number 2 is, what's your target market? So when you're thinking about this, think about the who, what, when, where, and why of your customers. Who are they? What state are they in? Why are they in that state, right? Where are they? Is there a geolocation there? Or where are they spending their time online? Do they spend most of their time on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or searching on Google? Where is that? Truly understanding the demographic of your customer, from age to gender to interest, to the colors that they like, right? The things they do, the lifestyle that they live. Understanding these things is key to success. Question number 3 is, who are your competitors? And if you don't have competitors, think about other maybe products or services that try to fill the void that you're trying to fill. Think about that. When you know who your competitors are, do a lot of research. Understand what they're doing. What are they doing for marketing? What's their presence look like? What's their website look like? What are their price points? Even try calling them or buying their product and actually experiencing it. Go through that. When you have all this information, the key that you're trying to figure out here is what makes you different. You need differentiation in the marketplace. And so understanding your competitors allows you to understand what you do differently. Even though you're selling the same thing or maybe providing the same service, you probably are doing it in a different way, right? And there's a reason you do it in a different way. It's because you think that way is better. So understanding that allows you to articulate that in your marketing. Question number 4 is, what are the goals of your marketing campaign? Both short-term and long-term. So really start with the long-term. How many sales do you want to receive, or how many leads do you want to receive in 6 months or a year or 2 years? What does that look like? And what's your marketing budget to achieve that? What's your ultimate cost per acquisition goal? Try to understand all these end goal metrics so that you can reverse engineer them back into bite-sized pieces in realistic expectations so that you can ramp up, because marketing doesn't work overnight, right? So you don't want to expect those returns initially right away, but you do want to expect them in the long term. So how do you get there? Reverse engineering that and building really achievable goals in the early months will give you that sense of confidence and the overall view long term that you need to drive success. Question number 5 is, what is your strategy on search and social? This is where people spend all their time today. They're either on search looking for something, or they're on social media doing stuff. And so how are you going to be there? What type of keywords on search do you need to rank for? That's inbound search. That's when people are at the hottest state of wanting to take action. So how do you rank high there so that you have that visibility? And then how do you get in front of people on social media? What social channels do your customers spend their time on? What type of content excites them, right? What would catch their eye? What type of campaign do you think would be engaging at that point to help them understand who your brand is and build that awareness? Really think through that strategy, because dominating search and social these days when it comes to marketing, that's key to success. Question number 6 is, what is your strategy to building a strong online reputation? Reviews are huge today. This is where people look, right? Before they take action, before they buy a product or take action and become a lead or buy a service, they're gonna check your reputation online. 86% of people, before they ever even make a buying decision, do this kind of research. So if you don't have a good reputation, you're losing a huge amount of sales. So what's your strategy to do that? What review sites do you need to be on? Because it's ideal to be on multiple review sites. So which ones are relevant to your business? And then how do you get reviews on those sites? What is your process for asking your customers for reviews, whether it's a personal ask, email, or an automated system of some kind, maybe sending out automated emails and reminders? What is that, so that you can make sure you have a constant flow of new, fresh reviews? So when somebody's stuck with the decision of, do I go with you or a competitor, they're gonna choose you because you have the best reputation. Question number 7 is, what is your strategy to convert your leads into sales? Or if you're an e-commerce store, what's your strategy to generate more sales per customer, to increase the revenue per customer? So what's your sales strategy? What's your process there? Because if you have a great marketing campaign and you're creating all this activity, you're creating all this lead flow, maybe all these online purchases, what are you doing to take full advantage of that, to turn those into additional sales, or to even turn them into sales at all? So think about that process, and then think about what sales collateral does your sales team need to do these things? What emails do you need to design? Maybe what infographics need to be created to visually demonstrate these things? What videos should you create to assist your team during the sales process, whether it's the new sales or the upsells, to help them achieve those goals and increase your ultimate return on investment? Question number 8 is, how are you going to build out automated journeys to leverage automation to generate more sales and more activity with regards to email marketing and retargeting? So what's going to happen is you're going to have people that take a look at your website or see your brand on social media, let's say, and there's things you can do that are basically automated to stay in front of those people, and that's called retargeting. You can retarget those people, stay in front of them. So what do those campaigns look like? What do you retarget? What kind of messaging do you give them the first 7 days after they see your brand or go to your website? What do you show them 30 days after that or 6 months after that? What are those campaigns? What do they look like? What are those designs? What are those call to actions? What landing pages do those go to? And then on the email side, what kind of messaging can you send people on an automated basis to generate more sales and to educate them further along in the process so that they go from a lead to a customer faster, right? Or if they're an e-commerce store and they purchase something, what email automation can you send to cross-sell and send them additional ideas for products they might want to buy so you get more sales out of them, right? That's called a twofer or a threefer. If they buy one product and you can advertise to them and get them to buy 2 or 3, boom, you just really tripled your return on investment for your marketing. So start thinking about how you can use automation to grow your brand. Question 9, once you know everything we've talked about up to this point, is what content do you need to build? What designs do you need to design? What content do you need on your website? What landing pages do you need to have? Ultimately, what funnels do you need to build? And a funnel is going to be from your ad copy or your image ad or your video ad that leads to a landing page, let's say, and then may lead to an automated email, right? And a series of different things. So what is that funnel? What does a funnel look like? Start to write all that down, get it organized, start writing the content for it, and start designing all the assets. Question 10, last question, who's in charge? Who's responsible to manage all of your marketing? To hold people accountable to achieving these goals, right? Or themselves accountable. Who's going to be the one that's checking and making sure that it's working and making educated decisions and optimizations based on data, right? What does that look like? And then how often are you checking in, right? Are you checking every week, every day, every 30 days before you really decide to make major decisions based on changes, looking at the results? Who's responsible ultimately for making sure all of this is done so that you can execute the game plan? You need to put somebody in charge, whether it's you or somebody in your organization or hiring a company like Marketing 360 or another marketing company to do these things. You need to ultimately have somebody that's an expert, that's a resource, and that's invested in ensuring that your marketing plan that you've thought through actually becomes reality at the end of the day and drives you the return that you're looking for. So there you have it. There's my 10 questions you need to ask yourself before you build the perfect marketing plan to grow your business. Hopefully this was helpful. If there's other questions or ideas you had, please leave it in the comments. Like the video if you like it, share it with your friends, and follow us for more content like this down the road. Happy marketing.